morning and welcome again. This is Thursday, January 18. I'm standing in front of the courthouse here in Oslo and looking forward to the second last day of the last days of the last days. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at that. With this court case here in Oslo, Watchtower versus the Norwegian state. And yesterday, Wednesday, it was the prosecutor giving his testimony or his summing up and procedure of what has happened the last 9 days. And today it's the defense of the Norwegian state. And I'm looking very much forward to hear what they have to say. One thing the prosecutor mentioned yesterday is something that actually touched me. He said that because that the Norwegian state has taken away their charity, taken away the status, registration as an approved religion here in Norway, the experiences among the Jehovah's Witnesses has been very negative. People have been, he didn't use the name harassed, but there have been some very angry people approaching Jehovah's Witnesses in the preaching word, when they're standing by the magazines stand around. And he said that the state should not be leading this vendetta. I'm using my word now. That's how I interpreted it. Because of what they have done, it affected the individual Jehovah's Witnesses. And I was very sorry to hear that. I've heard something similar about my podcast too, that I am encouraging to hate towards Jehovah's Witnesses, the individuals. And I hate that. I really hate that. I hate the thought that because we are standing forward, the ex-Jehovah's Witnesses telling about our bad experiences, that it can affect and encourage aggressive people. Not only shouting at them when they are in the preaching work, but you know what I'm talking about. You know the very sad story in Hamburg with the shootings, 7 people killed. There has been bombing in India and also in Austria. And I still have people I love inside Jehovah's Witnesses. I have an ex-wife. I don't want her to be harassed. I don't want my former friends to be harassed. They are innocent. They are victims like I was a Jehovah's Witness myself. But on the other hand, we cannot stop thinking that, okay, I cannot stand forward because maybe aggressive people will use this as an excuse to harass Jehovah's Witnesses. That's not how it works. It's not how it works, but it makes me sad that there are some aggressive people who hate so much Jehovah's Witnesses. They are willing to go as far as doing something physical against Kingdom Halls or the individual's witnesses. Yeah, just my 5 cents before the court begins. In only 10 minutes, I have to go into the court. Hello, and now it's almost 4 o'clock, and the 18th of January has ended in the Norwegian courthouse. And actually here, I am not in the real courthouse, but it's another small one, smaller rooms, where you can sit if there's not room enough in the big courthouse or the room with 50, 60 people, and you can watch from this screen. But what I do want to say is my experiences, my feelings about sitting in there. The first thought I had was it must be strange to be a Jehovah's Witnesses, being invited from Watchtower. Please come and take your seats. I don't think it's the common Jehovah's Witnesses, not the rank and file. It must be some from Bethel and some very spiritual or PMI members of Jehovah's Witnesses. I think that. But anyway, it must be strange to sit there listening to all the apostates, listening to all this criticism. Because it was not that they began to leave the Jehovah's Witnesses when the defense from the state began their statement and their procedure. They're sitting there. They will probably be sitting there tomorrow also. And they're sitting next to me and other so-called apostates. It must be strange because we all know that they are not encouraged to have anything with apostates to do. For example, David Splain's talk a couple of years ago at the International Convention. You all know it. I will just show 1-2 minutes of his talk.
If they are the words of apostates, why would we believe them? Now think of it this way. You have a bottle on your shelf that's marked poison. Do you need to open it up, take a swig, to see if it really is poison? Believe what the label says. Now think about poison. What's the best way to avoid being poisoned? Well, we have to recognize poison when we see it and then avoid it. And some who aren't really apostates can cause just as much trouble as the apostates do by their negative talk and criticism. We are not so strong, so spiritual, so intelligent that we can't be affected by the poison of apostate ideas.
Yeah, so run away. Don't listen to any criticism. And these Jehovah's Witnesses, they're listening. I know if they're physical and mentally you can say for them maybe they're just weep. I don't want to hear this. I'm just present. I'm physical there. But maybe there are some sitting there. It makes them think, well, there is something wrong. The defense, the state of Norway, they do have a point in this. Maybe I should examine my faith more. That's just one of my thoughts sitting in there. It was surreal in some way, but still they're nice. They are not even allowed, to say hi. And they probably don't know who I am. But I was saying hello and hello, hi, and they were smiling, they were opening the door, they were holding the door, I was holding the door for them. It was very fun just to say afterwards, you said hello to me, you're not allowed. No, of course not, I did not. Okay, I took some notes from the prosecutors. Okay, the lawyer from this law firm, the worldly law firm, he used, I would say, 80% almost of his time talking about verdicts of Jehovah's Witnesses. The good verdicts in other countries. Belgium, Bulgaria, Russia, United Kingdom, Romania, Germany, United States, and so on, you name it. We have been targeted with this before in other countries, but it ended good. He forgot to mention that they recently also New Zealand had lost cases, and it's only a few weeks ago where the Spanish state court stated that they are allowed to call Jehovah's Witnesses as sects, not only just a sect, but also a dangerous sect or something like that. Extremist sect. Of course, he did not mention that. But anyway, also what he says that, and that was very interesting. He said directly, this Rösling lawyer, that Jehovah's Witnesses do not want that the figures or the members, that it should grow. They don't care about the growth. The only thing is, what is important, that the individual who is interested in Jehovah's Witness, also the children growing up, that it's very important that they know exactly what they're going through. They're not hastily being baptized. No, it takes a year, and they have a lot of questions. It's very important for them that this person wants to be Jehovah's Witness answers correctly and understand what he's going through. So that was something he went through very much. But I was thinking, what about the children being indoctrinated? I mean, they have not learned anything else the whole life. They're growing up Jehovah's Witnesses. They are learned that don't be a part of the world. All other religions are going to go down in a few years. They have no choice. Their thinking are only in the Watchtower thinking. Of course, he did not go into that too. And again, he was talking about that the Jehovah's Witnesses are being stigmatized, and they're not worthy as a registered religion in Norway. And he mentioned that there are a lot other religions who is approved in Norway. And then he showed on the big screen, he showed, I think it was 700 religions in Norway that are getting this financial support and registered as. And he said, there are other religions in this list, like Jehovah's Witnesses, that excluding their members. And then he mentioned something called Missionskirken, it's Norwegian religion, a Christian church, the Mosaic religion, the Catholic Church, the Mormons. But you know what? No, they have an exclusion of the members, but it's not so thoroughly like Jehovah's Witnesses. They're allowed to see their family members. They're allowed to be with their own friends and just say, we don't talk about religion, but let's go to the movies or whatever they want. Especially the Mormons, yes, they do have exclusion, but it does not mean nearly the same thing as being excluded or disfellowshipped as Jehovah's Witnesses. But it sounds good when he's saying it, and the judge, not nodding, but okay. Yeah, there are a lot of things to say, but then after the big break, then it's the defense, then it's the lawyers from the Norwegian state. And it's very interesting to see because the lawyer from the Jehovah's Witnesses, this Rösling, he's about 50 years old, and he's very serious and respectful and so on, and everybody's listening to him respectfully. But then from the state, it's two younger women, around 30 years old, one blonde hair and the other dark hair, and the dark hair, she's pregnant. I think she's in the 5th or 6th month, and they're more joyful. They are more smiling and explaining and so on. So it was the dark-haired lawyer from the state who started up today and said, what is the core case in this? It is if we are going to see if their religious practice with shunning is going against the law in Norwegian. And they have this special law of religions to proved religions in Norway. And then she was summing up a lot of things that have been said, and she showed on the big screen and so on. So I think it will be more interesting tomorrow, and I think the light-haired lawyer, she's going to mention a lot more thoroughly about what is wrong with Jehovah's Witnesses' disfellowshipping policy. But I think I might have to leave before someone comes in and says, what are you doing here? I'm not doing anything but making a short video. But from Norway, from the other courtroom, maybe I will be here tomorrow, I don't know. No, I like to sit amongst Jehovah's Witnesses. But it's a little bit more, maybe, cozy in here. Okay, so, bye for now.